Have you ever wondered what would happen if your family's deepest secrets and wildest eccentricities came back to haunt you? The book that I'm going to talk about today is going to bring you just that. And if you're someone who want to read more about Indian literature, the various eccentricities that happen in the family dynamic, and also pick up a translated piece of work, this book is going to be for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Pooja at A Book by the Window. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are reading good. If you are a new subscriber, welcome back to the channel. I do book related videos here. I also have a main channel where I talk about stuff about my mental health, my journey with fitness, wellness, lifestyle, some lifestyle vlogs, and I also talk about travel here and there. So if you want to check that out, that's going to be linked in the description box below. All the socials are there. If you are an old subscriber tuning in for this week's video, welcome back. We are having a lot of fun here. So thank you for all the support that you guys have been showing me. I really appreciate it. I really feel grateful to be doing what I want to do, talking about books in the way that they move me, in the way that I'm passionate about them, and bringing to you some of the books that have spoken to me. So, with that said, grab a cup of tea, coffee, whatever is your poison, and let's dive into the today's video. Today, we are diving into the quirky, magical, and also entertaining world of The Aunt Who Wouldn't Die by Shishendu Mukhopadhyay. This is originally written in Bengali and it's translated by Arunama Sinha. It was also shortlisted for the Hindi Booker Prize in 2018, and I really thoroughly enjoyed reading this book. This was a PR package from, I guess, books.in long back when I used to review books for publishers. And thank you so much for sending me this book because it has been a life changer. I recommend it very, very often. And I used to enjoy getting books now that I think about it. I stopped asking for them because I didn't have the time, but here I am talking about the very same books all these years later. This is a short but delightful read. This book is a mix of family drama, supernatural twist, and a hefty dose of humor. It's going to be a very wild ride, so buckle up. The title alone is going to make you feel curious, right? The Aunt Who Wouldn't Die. Who is this aunt who is not dying? And in what context? Who are these characters who are seeing this undead aunt, right? This novella takes us to the heart of a multi-generational Bengali family in rural Bengal. And right from the get-go, you know that you are in for something unique. The book centers around a newlywed bride who moves into her husband's traditional Bengali household. Soon after, she's going to encounter her dead aunt-in-law Pishima, who simply refuses to stay dead. Pishima's ghost stick around in the koti or the house that she was supposed to have a piece of, but because now she's dead, she was a woman in the family. She never got her due. Now that she's dead, she's here to preserve her wealth and to make sure that it remains in the family while throwing in a few sharp remarks and hilarious meddling on the side. The plot of this book is deceptively simple, but its executions and the dialogues are what makes it so fun. The story begins when our very own Somlata moves into this crumbling mansion after she got married. Soon after, the bossy and wealthy Pishima dies, but she is refusing to leave the mortal world. Instead, she takes to hauntings, very determined to keep her stash of hidden gold within the family, lest someone steal it or takes it away from her hand. She's caught in a traditional household, a failing family business, and then this eccentric ghost, she comes to the rescue. She becomes the unsaid, unsung hero of the state. What follows is a very comedic yet meaningful journey as Somlata navigates her way through a new family dynamics that she's encountering, all while managing expectations. And then you see her personal growth in that obstacle in itself. While she deals with age old norms in the family, and of course, the constant presence of her ghostly aunt in law who has something to say about her actions all the time. It's like she's literally hovering over her head and criticizing her, meddling in her life, telling her, giving her all the anxiety. How will she come out of it in a comic manner? This is all that is encompassed in this very beautiful tale. One of the things that make this book very special and unique in its writing is how Mukhopadhyay portrays very complex family relations in a very comedic manner. Especially, gender roles in the family. He speaks of them in a very light-hearted, humorous manner. The ghost of Pishima is a symbolism or a representation of the old tradition that never goes away. And Somrata, though initially demure, symbolizes a more modern, empowered woman. This contrast between the living and the dead is both funny and insightful. Despite its brevity, the novel tackles issues like power dynamics in a joint family, the changing role of women in society, and how, even from an afterlife, old traditions try to exert their control in the coming generation. The book certainly has some laugh out loud moments. Pishima's interaction with Somlata are pure comedic gold. Imagine a sassy aunt who never hesitates to tell you what you are doing wrong, even though she's dead. Let's talk a little bit about the characters. Somlata is this amazingly charming, understanding heroine of a plot who, over the course of the book, would transform herself from a meek new bride to a woman who quietly yet firmly takes control of her own destiny. She is smart, she is resourceful, and she is kind, which makes her the perfect foil of the domineering ghost of Pishima. Now, Pishima, even in her death, is a force to be reckoned with. She is loud, opinionated, and utterly unapologetic about her need to control everything, even after she is dead. Her banter with Somlata is the heart of the book. It is very rare that a host is funny and lovable at the same time, but Pishima sure does manages it well. Other family members are less developed in the story, but they provide a good backdrop to this supernatural drama. You have the weak, financially struggling men of the family and the ever gossiping female relative, adding to the overall quirky environment. Moving on to the writing of the book, Shandu Mukhopadhyay's writing is sharp, witty, effortless, which perfectly brings out the humor in everyday situations. This novella is under 150 pages, but it packs a lot without ever feeling rushed. And all that credit has to be given to the translator. Translating Bengali literature into English while keeping the cultural nuances intact is no easy feat. But Sinha manages it very beautifully. The humor and wit of Mukhopadhyay's writing comes through even in the translation without missing a beat. This book has a cozy, almost folk-like quality. The supernatural elements are more amusing than frightening, and the dialogue sparkles with charm. Talking about the personal reflection and the emotional impact this book had on me, while The Aunt Who Wouldn't Die is definitely a fun book to read, it also made me think about the roles we inherit in families and how traditions shape us through the years while we are growing up. When we move outside our home, when we get into relationship, when we start a marriage, everything is governed by that sometimes. What I truly loved about the book is Somlata's personal strength. She's not loud, she's not rebellious in a very obvious way, but she's deeply determined to carve her own path. And I think a lot of readers will find her journey not only relatable but inspiring in the end. The way, even after she's dead, is such a clever metaphor for how old traditions and rules in family legacies never quite leave us. Even when you're trying to move forward, there is always going to be something that is going to pull you back. Now, The Aunt Who Wouldn't Die is definitely fun, engaging, and quick to read book with a perfect mix of humor, heart, and a touch of the supernatural. It is one of those books that will make you laugh. It also leaves you with something to think about. If you're a fan of funny, engaging, quirky reads with a center stage to the characters, and of course a hint of ghostly mischief, this is the book for you. And at an under 150 pages, it's a perfect read for a weekend, for when you don't want to read a lot of heavy books, yet want to be inspired, understand a different culture if you're into translated reads, or just get to experience and remind yourself of the family nuances and the difficulties people face while maneuvering them. When I first read it, I felt it is definitely a 4 out of 5-star read for me. It is short, it is sweet, and an absolute treat for anyone looking a light-hearted yet thought-provoking read. And let me leave you with one of my favorite quotes from the books. In death as in life, Pishima remained as obstinate as ever. That's it for today. That is my review of another translated piece of Indian literature, a book that I would highly recommend you pick up and enjoy. This has been a very fun video to make. This whole series, me talking about Indian books while I'm at home, has been very fun and exciting for me because these are the books that I read so many years ago, and yet I am looking at them now and reminiscing on the impact that they had on me. So definitely something that I'm enjoying. I hope you guys are also enjoying these videos. If you are, please like the video, comment down below what you liked about this video, or if you have already read this book and what you thought of it. If you haven't, definitely add it to your TBR list. And if you do so, come back to this video. Let me know your honest opinion and thoughts about this very small, fun, exciting deal. Also, share this video with your friends or family who would benefit from this video, who you would recommend this book to. And if you are having fun on this channel, please consider subscribing to it. I'm trying to get this channel monetized as soon as possible so that it helps me understand, it motivates me to go after something that I'm passionate about, and I can see that I can definitely monetize it just with my thoughts. Let me know, please engage with the video as much as you can. That is how you can support me. I'm also going to link an affiliate of this book in the description box below. So if you want to buy this book for yourself, consider buying it through my affiliate link. Definitely help me feel support. And it doesn't take any money from your end. All you have to do is click on the link and get yourself this book. With that said, I'll take your leave for today. I will see you guys next time. In the meantime, I hope you get to pick some very interesting, fun, and thought provoking books. Goodbye for today. Until then, happy reading.